because we have one more guest. The
hang on.
The huge guest that we have.
Oh, that's right. We're gonna look, guys. Listen.
Hey.
This is what's happened.
Yeah.
So over the course of 100 episodes, we have nonstop talked about George and his
after I
dying
got yelled
love
at
For Jessica.
for Jessica. And I think because after 100 episodes, I think it's time we tie some loose ends and we have some closure regarding George and Jessica. So, if we can please welcome my best friend Jessica.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Just wait, Roxette?
Let it play for a second.
But it's over now.
All right.
I'll turn it off.
All right.
Oh my God, I loved that song so much as a
George,
kid.
it's not a good start for you, my friend.
Yeah, it's not a good stuff. You shut the fuck up right now, man. So
All right.
Jessica, welcome on the show. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Happy 100,
So
you guys.
happy to you. Happy to you.
Happy be to you.
What I want to say to you is, first of all,
Okay.
you're the most Korean person I've ever met in my life.
I don't think so.
No, just in terms of how I feel.
What does that even mean?
Because sometimes I want to headbutt her in the face, but that's just a Korean hello.
True.
Right? there is a physical,
True.
like, I want to hurt each other.
Yeah.
When we see each
Bobby,
other.
you're also the most Korean person I know.
Why?
Because I want to headbutt your face.
Yeah.
Every
so we got that established. And
Yeah.
number two,
Go Korea.
and you rejected Pink Dick. You know?
Let's start from the very beginning. Let's
Yeah,
talk
so
about
tell me-
how this whole started.
I love how uncomfortable it is in here.
Is this for me to talk now, or is this?
When did you first start? When did you start to like Jessica?
When did you meet her?
I met her. Just wait. What? I met her.
I'm feeling like warm in my chest. Like I'm getting ready to fight somebody.
yeah. You're fine.
Was that one of the fight nights here?
Don't look at me.
Yeah. Don't look at her. Look at me. Don't look at her. Look at me. Don't look at her.
Walk us through your memory,
You're
George.
burning a fucking hole in her heart.
I don't remember the first time meeting her.
I remember.
Yeah?
I think she helped me do my hair one night before a
Okay.
podcast. And I think that you actually were very uninterested at that time.
Okay, probably.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel so bad for you right now.
But you
oh
didn't
my
notice me
God.
right away, George?
No.
See, you play them games, girl. You play them girls.
I did.
Just then
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh,
I
yeah,
forgot it
Gilbert
was
did.
Gilbert first.
Gilbert first.
Gilbert
you
had
wanted to eat
eyes
her
for
ass or
Jessica.
something.
That's it. That's all I wanted.
He just wanted strictly eating the butt.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I had heard about her beforehand from all the Gilbert podcasts.
Yeah,
So I was like,
that
who
Gilbert
is this?
wanted to eat her butt.
Yeah.
Why? When I look at her, I want to headbutt her in the face. I don't want to eat her butt.
For the story.
Oh, for the story. I get it.
Yeah. Journalistic.
Journalistic.
Yeah. And
So George, when did you start feeling feelings?
No, we were hanging out. We were hanging out as friends for a while, through the podcast.
Oh, it's so sad. Oh, it's so sad.
No, it was.
Just be real.
I didn't
be
know.
real.
No, I was like. The thing is, I thought I was catching a vibe early on, but I wasn't sure what I was
Oh my God.
getting. I was really. So I didn't know. So because
Oh yeah.
I was helping her out with a few work things and stuff, being nice, and I was like,
And you were very helpful.
and I was like,
yeah.
You were very helpful.
so she invited me out to dinner, and I was like,
to thank
is
you
this-
for
yeah.
your help.
yeah. That's what I. But I was like, what does this mean? It's probably just dinner as friends, but it got the idea in my head. I was like, and then we had dinner. I was like, yeah, this was as friends.
Yeah.
But yeah, we still kept on hanging out a little bit, and then when I don't remember, I kept on going on hikes and stuff.
Oh.
I enjoy
wow.
hikes.
It's not a fight. You went hiking. You went hiking.
We did.
Yeah.
What are you denying? What's your face saying right now?
Oh yeah.
What is your face saying right now?
No, I want you to finish your story and then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like everything I'm saying is wrong according to your face.
No,
so
no.
Just look at me. Don't look at
did.
her.
Yes, sir.
Look at me, my
Yes,
friend.
sir.
Yeah.
All right?
Okay.
No, I want him to say it to me.
No, Jessica, don't run the fucking
Never,
gambit
never.
right here. I got it. Look at me right now.
So
So how are you feeling
uncomfortable.
now? So you go on hikes with her.
Yeah.
The dinner kind of made you go, oh, maybe.
I think we went on one hike,
Okay, the
and
one.
it was with Gobi
Oh yeah, that's right.
because
that's right.
I needed like another person.
Yeah.
Right. So then when you went on that
we
one
hung
hike.
out like more times than
We-
just that. But yeah,
Oh yeah, you guys also went to San Diego together.
Yes.
Whoa.
Which you were supposed to go to.
Oh, that's right. I was
No,
supposed
that's
to go
the
to
final
3 of
thing.
us.
Oh, I feel so. Anyway.
Guys, come
Oh,
on. This
come-
is supposed to be a happy
okay.
occasion. Let me play Roxette again.
No, baby, no.
no. Okay, let's skip ahead.
Yeah.
Right.
We're hanging out as group, like in a group setting.
Yeah.
Then the weekend before San Diego, me, Kalila, and Gilbert were in here, and Kalila asked this question, like, "Hey,
Oh God, throw me in there.
Yeah. Hey,
What?
what?
Go ahead.
hey, if some girl just like texted you out of the blue, like, hey, you want to hook up just to check things out, would you say yes?" And like, the person in my head, like when you said this, I was like, the person who would do that, probably not somebody I would want to hook up with. I didn't have a face.
Yeah.
So I was like, innocent me, and not thinking like, yeah, Kalila has no other reason to say this than just because she's curious about texting somebody at
But I
random.
am. Yeah, I was.
So I was like, gave an honest answer, like, no way, that's weird.
Yeah.
And then I stepped out of the house. I was like, one step out of the house, I was like, wait a second. If that was Jessica, I would probably have said yes. And then I was like, was it Jessica?
Do you think that I was asking on behalf
baby,
of her?
Baby, you fucked up.
As soon as I stepped out of the
You did
house, I
that.
did.
Yo.
You did that,
I
yo.
planted the seed.
Yeah.
As soon as
You
like,
did that, yo.
but
Kalila.
I did it out
Kalila.
of like.
But-
I asked them
Are
10,000
you the
questions
fucking
a day.
Joker? What kind of medieval fucking diabolical
here.
bullshit is
But
that?
my
Honestly,
response-
here's what I think. Okay, in the very beginning, I met George. I really do respect him so much, and of course,
As
if
do I.
Yeah, and I wanted.
As do I.
If I had ever.
Why are you laughing?
I'll be honest, I did sort of entertain the idea of the both of them possibly hooking up because they're both people that I really liked, and I wouldn't just throw her to somebody that I didn't like. Like I knew that George was like decent and he was kind and he, had, all of these things. So yeah, maybe sometimes I threw George a bone,
So I was like, I never caught, like, I was like, never got a sense from her, like that there was any possibility of anything. So then the next weekend, you ditched out on San Diego going to see sharks.
Yeah.
I went, but I was like, was that hypothetical for me? I was like, I have to man up and just figure out now.
So
But-
then, because she asked that question, and it planted the seed,
Yes.
it started growing inside your soul.
Yes.
And then you began to have feelings based
Yeah.
on this kind of little fantasy of maybe, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
So Kalila did that. So a week of the plant growing within your soul. Then you go to San Diego, which was the cement, the foundation, I think, that built the house. But you know what? The house was built on sand. Quicksand. Thank you, Jenna. Quicksand.
As I would soon find out.
So you go to San Diego with her.
Yeah.
And then what did you guys do?
we went and swam with sharks.
And,
What a bonding experience.
Yeah.
Just you and Jessica.
Yes,
Yeah.
him and Jessica.
Well, what are you going to San Diego with a guy for that you're not have any feelings for?
Listen,
so
I have a very deep love for sharks. 1.
Yeah.
2, Kalila was supposed to come.
I bailed that morning.
I know,
That
but then if
morning.
it was left to George, I'd be like, I'm sick. I have
I
diarrhea.
would have gone by myself, and I was going to go by myself.
Yeah,
but he
she
was like,
was.
"Oh, what's this about? This shark thing?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Well, I'm going anyway. You can come if you want.
That's how you said it.
You can look at the text.
Oh wow, you saved it.
You can look at the text.
Yeah,
I don't,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
not saved.
Wow, yeah.
It's just
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
yeah. Kim Kardashian over here came with receipts.
Right. So then but by her letting you go to San Diego, you kind of in your head.
I'm saying this because I feel like I'm kind of being attacked here, but we had a good time.
Is it an attack to like a claim that somebody likes me? Is that an insult to a girl?
no.
No. I feel because it started
You
out,
might have liked
it's
me.
so sad.
Oh, don't attack me with those words.
Oh my
Whoa, George!
Now I
Holy
really
shit!
feel attacked.
Oh!
Don't insult me by saying I might have liked you.
I'm.
Whoa.
Look, it's really hard.
Calm down, George.
I think that from a woman's perspective, I'll tell you how it is.
Yeah.
When we have to deny somebody, not deny but like reject somebody, and it's especially if it's someone that we actually like, who's in our friend circle,
Yeah.
it becomes very tricky because no matter what, we're the bitch, we're the enemy, and we're the ones who hurt you. So for that whole feeling of feeling attacked is something I'm very, very familiar with. So because everybody, even though we make fun of you, George, we do like, oh, poor George, poor George, poor George, when it's really like, she's more like, why poor George? I didn't do anything. We never had sex. We never made out. We never did anything. She doesn't feel like she led you
I don't
on.
cast any blame.
Yeah, but here's where she went wrong, though. You don't invite a single guy to San Diego.
Why not?
Because of the fact that he might
It wasn't a
every
personal
guy,
invitation.
No, every guy with a woman, right, wants to fuck the woman. All right?
See, did you want...
How about this? All right? I'll go meet a girl friend at a coffee shop because they're going through something, whatever. I'll do that. But if I was single, but if I'm gonna go on the road, like not do stand up, but if a girl went, I'm going to El Paso just for the weekend. Do you want to go? I already assume that there's sexuality going on.
I don't think even
All right?
George saw it
and
that way.
And every guy feels that way. So you know this.
No, he didn't feel that way. Ask him now. He didn't feel that way when he went with her.
So when you're saying, because you planted the seed, right? A week
yes, I
before.
Only
guess
because of the seed.
Right, so the seed is there. So
So
yes,
seed not been there.
you're blaming Kalila for asking you a question that might have not even been related.
The seed has to land on fertile soil for it to
Oh.
grow. So don't.
So you were fertile.
I'm not. Very fertile. Yeah. What the?
yeah.
George.
All right.
So you went really as like, oh, I'm gonna enjoy this time with a girl who's friendly. You didn't think like, oh, sex and like.
No, but I like her. He liked her.
Yeah.
Okay. No,
Enough.
He liked her. He had feelings.
I don't think at that point.
Yes, he did.
Right,
because
George?
dude, you're not listening, baby.
No, at this point, I was like, I have to see if I have feelings or not. I have to see if something's there.
Yeah.
But when you were going to San Diego with her, you got excited. Not because you're shark hunting or whatever you guys are doing,
Hunting,
right?
Just looking at that.
Whatever you do with the sharks, right? Swimming with sharks. But you were excited because you're going to San Diego with a girl that you might like. Look at me right now.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you. What the fuck are you having a guy going to San Diego with you?
I'm going with or without him.
I know, but that's what you should have said. You know
If
what you should
someone
have said?
else is coming in the car,
Hey,
cool.
Korean, you know what you should have said? No. I'm going on my own. Kalila's not going? I'm not going to go down San Diego with you. I don't know you.
Why?
Because I don't, for me, if I'm single and there was a girl that I'm not attracted to who was just a friend of mine, it was like, I want to go with you. I would just be like,
I think this is such.
But
I'm
see,
not-
Nah,
then
dude.
Okay, can I just say something?
yeah.
Why is it always
you're blaming me.
Why is it always the woman's
I don't.
fault?
No, it's-
like, why can't we? It's always on us when we accept some type of invitation. My responsibility. If I'm just like, yeah, you know what? I want to go with this dude. I don't know if I'm interested or not. But what's the hurt in that?
I
What's-
love how all the guys in this room right now,
It's like it's just
right,
one-
are
yeah,
not
literally
backing
one
Papa
day,
up.
one-
All the men in this room
what
should be
does that
very
say?
ashamed of yourselves.
What does that say?
Okay? If I was in the movie 300, no one would show up.
Okay,
The movie would be called One. Me.
The K.
Yeah.
can I also ask you a question?
Yeah.
Let's suppose even at that point in time, even if she had 2% of interest in George and she wanted to explore it,
Yeah.
and maybe after San Diego or maybe a week after that, she's like, you know what? I thought I did, but I didn't want to. That's also okay. So even at
Yeah.
that moment, I think that there was a little bit of interest there initially.
Yeah, because I do have like a tremendous amount of respect for you, and I felt like, no, it's true.
I know, I
I
have
was
something in
in
my
a
throat.
very kind of maybe like a challenging situation at that time, and I felt like you really, really
you came through for her.
You did, and I was like, whoa. And it did make me consider like he would be a clutch ass partner, like in life, because he was just
And you
the
would
advice
be.
that he was giving was really it's really rare to find someone that can give advice outside of themselves. Like only people can only think like in their own perspective, and he I think has this unique kind of ability
Bobby.
to really.
So now you're in.
Anyways, but I still think he's great, and he is great.
Okay, whatever.
And not to say that like, and he's easy to be around. It's not like, oh, let me take him to San Diego and
Relax, tease master.
no.
No,
No.
in her defense, I had tried. I had invited her to other things, like other social events, like and like she had always said no. So this was like,
Okay, I'm gonna just say this right now to
And
you.
so that-
you fucking weasel. You
Steven
fucking
Espinoza.
worm. All right. You go down to San Diego with this one. All right. Now you're in San Diego. You have feelings, right? A little bit. That's when you throw a move.
Oh, that's true. We gotta get
Right?
to this. Yeah.
That's when you throw a fucking move. Listen to me, right? And if she goes no, you never talk to her again. No, you say hi at events and you go, you can go, oh, hey, you know what I mean? But in terms of, you distance.
Yeah.
But that's not what you did, huh?
oh no, I did the worst. But well, if I had done the move down,
What did you do?
If I
didn't do anything.
if I'd made the move down there, then that's an awkward car ride back.
That's true.
That's an awkward.
is true.
It's the price we pay for taking risks.
Okay, so how did it go down? How
It
did
did get awkward at the end, though, didn't it?
it did get very awkward?
What?
Yeah,
In
that's-
San Diego? Why?
No. What happened was
Oh.
you came on the podcast. He comes on the podcast. He talks about.
Well, after San Diego, I'm like, with the whole drive back, I'm like, it's like I'm in high school again. I'm like, come on, George, man up, just say something and see if there's anything there. And just the whole time, I'm like,
Stop,
oh,
you guys.
jeez.
Oh my God.
Totally got
yeah.
And then finally, she drops me, parks in front of my house. So
Oh my God.
So, you think there's anything here?
No,
And
that's
it-
when you said it? After San
no,
Diego.
it started, I was like downtown LA. Okay, 10 minutes to my house. Let's start the conversation. And then it just wove in and out. And I hate myself.
No.
Oh, no,
Oh,
what
jeez.
happened? What happened? So you said something? What'd you say?
What did you say, George?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
What did you say, George?
No, this is this is another issue.
Look at me.
What the fuck did I say? Okay, no, there was another
remember.
girl who had the night before. So, I was like, let's be manly and let her know that I have other options.
Oh, that's where you blew it.
God damn it!
That's
What
gross.
options?
But
What are you
But when it-
talking about?
but when you but when it came out of my mouth so weak, I was like, you idiot! I was like, yeah. So this last night, this other girl, she said she wanted to date me, but
Nope.
well, I want to see
Nope.
hey, I might have feelings for you, so it was so high school.
So you basically told her there's this other girl that's waiting. So if you don't give it to me, I'm gonna go with the other girl.
Yeah.
Jesus, George. Wow. One point to Jessica,
I
zero
don't even
for
need to
you.
be here. I don't even
Unprofessional.
need to be here.
Gotta care. Gotta give special.
Jesus,
Right. Oh, it's
George.
okay, George.
Yeah.
And so,
So
we yelled
then-
at you we yelled at you on a podcast.
And that's when it hurt, because she knew. No, the next week.
Yeah.
I'd had she was like Jessica. It's after San Diego. She was like, let me think about it. Because she doesn't want to take me down so hard right then. It was let
you
me
should
think
have
about
taken
it.
him down right then and there.
So I'm like, okay, this is inevitable. This is gonna happen, and I'm just cruising through that week. Then the next week, okay, she rejected me on the week after. Okay, right before the podcast. Then the podcast comes, and Bobby's like, "So you told her about another girl, huh?" And I was like, "Wait a second." Jessica talks to Kalila. Kalila talks to Bobby.
best friend.
I mean,
I
how
can
could
have
you not
no.
think of that?
I don't tell my friends anything.
What?
Yeah, they're white. They're white.
George was an analogy for me in the car when I was driving him back home. He was like, I was like, how are things with Jessica? Well, if you think of it like a stove.
Yeah, tell me.
I was like, and I smiled a little bit and said, tell me about this stove. Well, I put her on the burner. I'm pretty high. I lowered it, and it had to medium, and then I think she might have lowered the burner a little lower. That was the day after.
Yeah.
And then what, the gasket blew or what?
Okay, I was gonna call you out for like making that up from Prairie Home Companion, but no, yes, that's. God
Yeah,
damn it.
Man. You use the stove analogy, huh? That old classic stove analogy.
It's very popular in small town
Very
Michigan.
popular. So then,
So that was probably my
wait,
lowest point on Tiger Belly, is like to realize like the grapevine, because I'm like, if I say anything to Jessica, it can get to Bobby and hurt me. I'm like,
yeah.
if I can say anything to anybody, it'll get to like, because
Yeah.
I'll admit a lot more things to a lot more people than to you, Bobby. I'm not gonna like give you any ammunition. You don't need any. But
Oh man.
Okay.
Relax to breathe.
I want to so at this point, Bobby, on the podcast, you said, George, you need to man up and make a move, right? That's what
Yeah.
he told you. He gave you also the very wrong advice.
Which is what?
What advice also did you give him, Kalila?
I don't remember. Oh, that's right. I think I might have told him to be more assertive.
No, you didn't.
What did I did?
You said like calm
Oh,
calm
yeah, he
down and
did.
pump the brakes a little
Yeah,
bit.
he said to be assertive and just go for it. I said pump the brakes. And you listen
Guys,
to Bobby.
Guys, listen to me right now. And
oh god,
do you
damn it.
pump?
I
do you pump the brakes, or do you go for it?
He went for
I
it.
put this out.
Let
of
me
my
ask you
memory.
something, guys,
I put
in
this
the
out of
room.
my memory completely.
Huh?
Go for it.
Exactly.
But she's
Gilbert,
my best friend. I
go
know
for
her
it.
best.
Exactly.
I know.
Steve, go for it.
Even
That's
if her
right.
best friend is like,
No-
pump the brakes, guys. You should have listened to the best friend.
Yes.
Oh, so
but I
that
knew.
you can, so a month goes by, he doesn't know.
No. I
He
had
did
I had
know.
to go
Life
with
gets
my
destroyed.
psychology, because at this
we
point,
did. We talked about it.
Yeah.
at this point, like if I hadn't made a move, I was like, would have just been waiting on her. I couldn't like date any, like go try to date any other girls, because I would like in the back of my mind, I was like, if Jessica even says like gives me a hint of anything, I'll go with her. I can't like promise like anything to any other women at that moment. So I was like, okay. I don't think Bobby's right here, but I'm going to listen to that advice because I have to know for sure.
Yeah.
But we had talked about it.
Yeah. Well, but that didn't change my
So
psychology.
how did you?
My-
How
that
did you?
didn't ma-
How did you do it,
How did you
George,
do it,
please?
George? How'd you
Walk
go in?
us through the
Yeah, walk us through the
disaster.
disaster here.
So you're at a stove, right? And
Yeah. You're at the stove. You have the pan out. You put the grease in the pan.
I relived every other moment, and this one was still blocked from my memory.
All right. So tell me what happened.
You got a little
Oh.
drunk.
Well, that wasn't on purpose.
Oh.
Okay. So you're a little drunk.
That was
Where?
actually inadvertent. I was
Where?
just hanging out with Bryce.
Bryce.
We were probably at.
And Bobby's words are ringing in your head. Go for it, dude. Go for it.
Oh, I love it.
I think you made fun of him like a lot.
Yeah. And I still do, and I'll never stop.
No, the drinking was completely inadvertent, because I was like, I texted you earlier about like, hey, could I drop off some eggs? Because I
He was
have
giving her
chickens,
eggs
blah blah
for-
blah
from
blah
his
blah.
chickens.
Yeah, which I don't receive anymore.
Yeah,
But it's okay.
And you
Yeah.
don't fucking deserve them.
You're right. You're right.
Thank you. Suck his dick, you get eggs.
Egg for egg. I get it.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
get it.
So I'd inadvertently, like, I was like waiting until she was home at like 10 or something. So like Bryce and I were like, yeah, we were out drinking at Shortstop. And then I drive over,
The
and
hipster bar, I love it.
as soon, like, yeah, I'm like driving there, and I'm like, I am a little drunk. This is gonna look bad. But I was like, nah, I can pretend to not be drunk. I can do that. So, yeah, again, I made a. We chatted for a little bit, and
You're at the house. You're at the
No,
house.
so he just texts. He's like, "You home?" I was like,
Right.
"Yeah." And he didn't even tell me he was coming. Then he just shows up at the door.
Does he have eggs on him?
Wow.
I don't think so. No.
Did you have
Yeah.
eggs?
Oh, I'd beg to differ with the textual exchange on this
You
one.
had
but
eggs in hand or not?
Who cares?
It
No,
matters.
it matters.
It matters.
A guy
I don't
walking
think he
into a house
did.
with a fucking.
No, he just came, like to the door.
With eggs or not?
I don't think he had eggs.
All right.
The eggs matter, guys.
To me, the eggs matter
I had
so
eggs.
much.
Let's just go with
He
that.
had eggs. That's sad.
You didn't have eggs when you're drunk at 10 p.m. or whatever time it was.
He always shows up with eggs.
Yeah.
I'm very
Anyway,
responsible.
so okay, anyway, you're at the house, right? You're drunk, and then walk me through what happens.
We're chatting. She goes outside. We walk to like her car. She had to like get something from her car or something. And I'm like annoyingly close.
Uh-huh.
And then like we sit down on a curb or something.
Oh.
And she's just like giving me nothing, absolutely nothing. And I'm like, well, you know what? If I tried to kiss her right now, she would like really like that. I'm sure that's what I was missing out on. Like, you know, like really
Bobby's
like
voice in your head.
I was like, yeah, what happened is she didn't get to kiss me, so that's why she rejected me earlier. If she had that opportunity,
Oh my God.
things would be so different.
This is good psychology.
And then I leaned in, like my breath reeking of beer, and just got soundly rejected with like a, why are you doing that?
Wow.
Wow.
Were you like, miss me with that shit?
You said, what are you doing? You said that, Jess? Talk into the mic, Jess.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's what I said, because as he said, I was giving him nothing, and I didn't know that this was going through your head, but he was sitting there. He was a little close, and I was like, maybe he's trying, and I don't know. But we were just sitting like next to each other, side by side.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I think I see his arm come around like this, and he kind of like he rushed me a little bit, and I was like. So I did one of
so
these.
Yeah, she did one of the miss me.
Oh, you did a miss move.
Floyd Mayweather over here.
Yeah.
And then, and then you said, what are you doing? And then what'd you say?
That's probably what I said.
I don't remember. I've blocked the rest of this from my memory. I
can't believe you didn't kill yourself.
Oh my God, Bob.
Oh my God. That I wouldn't be able to live through that.
But he did.
That's what makes you a man.
That's-
A man.
Okay,
no, I was depressed for a
Your
week.
psychology
I got,
is like very
Complex.
interesting.
I'd like to wrap this up with a few
Yeah.
hard-hitting questions here.
Yeah.
Jessica, from the bottom of your heart, the most honest.
I considered it.
Yeah. Did you consider
I considered
having
it.
sex with him?
Oh, not.
Oh God, it's so sad. Everything about it.
Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most consideration and 0 being no
Well,
consideration.
consideration is just yes or no.
Yeah, it's not the Emmys. You can't rate
George Kimmel for your consideration.
his dick for your consideration.
Not even on the nominees.
Did you wonder about his
Did-
dick size?
Yeah, but I'm curious about everybody.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, fair. Yeah.
And so after the rejection, you went home, woke up the next day, and you knew it was done.
And then I watched Breaking Bad for a week straight, and I finally caught up on Breaking Bad.
How depressed were you?
For a week, pretty damn depressed.
Okay, one final question before we wrap this up,
I'm
guys.
sorry.
No one's fault.
What?
It's not your fault. It's no one's fault.
It's
It
no
was
one's
just
fault.
one final question, George.
I'm so glad it happened. Listen to it.
Do you?
Yeah, I got to finish
do you
Breaking
s-
Bad. You know, I hadn't finished it before. I needed to be depressed
When
to
you
like
see
spend
her
a week
around,
doing that.
final question. When you see her around now, do you still have lingering feelings? It's as simple as yes or no, George.
Oh no!
What?
You're answering it too fucking slow.
We gotta put this to bed, you guys.
Let's put it to bed. Come on.
No, just say no.
No.
Okay, good. Oh my God.
Question: did you ever consider me a little bit? Jessica, look at me for real though.
Gilbert, I love you. I love you so much.
And edit. You love me. Okay,
I love you so much.